this engine. It's a 92 block, so it would have been out of a 93 or a 94 pickup. And as the story goes, it was a good runner. It was pulled out of the pickup, put in one of my buddy's trucks for a short while, and then it was pulled out of that and put into a mud bogger for, I think, a quarter of a season, something like that. And for all intents and purposes, it should be just what we need. Now, 318 Magnum have many qualities. They run higher nickel casting in the block than the factory LA engines. They have better flowing cylinder heads than any 318 or 360 in the production smog eras would. They also, if you want to, you can convert them to the accessory drive with the serpentine belt like the 94 and up pickups have, and pretty much never worry about throwing a belt ever again. But we're going to go a little further. We're going to try and cam it up a little bit. We have a hydraulic flat tappet cam, which you're not supposed to use in these engines. But I know the reasons why, and I can make those reasons disappear. And all it's going to take is a set of hollow push rods. Literally, that's it. And I can run, you get rid of the dog bone, you get rid of the roller lifters. Now, I would love to keep a roller in there. It's a way better cam. But these 318 roller cams, from my experience, when you're put in a carbureted application, they sound kind of funny at idle. They got a lot of overlap, or not overlap. They got a lot of anyway, poor characteristics, poor specs. It's an emissions camshaft kind of thing. Gives you okay fuel mileage, somewhat okay power, but it doesn't do either one really well and leaves very lacking. And plus, it's all over at about 5,500 RPM, 45 to 5,000 RPM. And then you're just making noise. So we've got a nice cam to put in it if we can. If not, I do have a 360 Magnum cam. It's got a little bit less lift than the factory 318 cam, but it's got way better duration. So I'll see if I can put together the lifters needed for this job and the push rods, and if not, then we're going to go with the 360 Magnum roller. Either way, it's going to get a little upgrade. It's already 9:1 compression, 9.1 to 1 exact, to be exact. And we're going to strip her down and go through it, mod the oil system, and make sure this thing lasts a long and healthy life behind Brooks' right foot. So, without further ado, got to clean this engine. When you don't have engine degreaser, let's see what glass cleaner will do. I've got the engine sitting on the stand. And I'm starting to pull it apart. At least pull it down so far that I know it's going to be a good engine.
To take it off, I want to be pulling down, correct?
Pulling down from the left-hand side of the truck, so the driver's side of the truck.
So pushing up from the passenger side?
Yes.
The underneath of my truck looks a lot dirtier from on the ground than it does when it's in there.
Okay, so the head of this bolt right here is rusty to the point where it's no longer 3/4. I put that on. I can shift it. I can shift it back and forth like so. We're going to grab the next size down from 3/4, which is 19 mil metric. We're going to go to 18 mil. Alright, so as you can see by almost every single component I've pulled out of the engine, there's a severe lack of oil changes, but the cylinder walls are great. A little bit of rust from sitting. It'll clean up literally with some WD-40 and a rag. There's still crosshatch in the cylinder walls, and I don't see anything that's alarming. There's almost no cylinder ridge at all. Like, I'm saying 1 to 2 thou, honestly, it'll clean up. So we've got well, I'm going to take a look at the bottom end and then I'll know if we got a good engine, which so far so good. Alright, so before my camera dies, I pulled off number 2, number 3, and number 4 main cap. Not worried about number 1 and number 5 because they get the best oiling out of everything. But here's number 2, and honestly, that looks perfect. So we're going to put him back on. There's a little tiny bit of dirt, scuffing, and judging from the lack of oil changes, that's what it's from. There's no discoloration on the crank. Here's number 3. The thrust surfaces look fantastic. No overheating showing. Again, the bearings have some wear, but there's probably a lot of mileage on these guys. So we're in really happy shape. The little black spots you see is just actual engine oil. And again, here's number 4. If it'll focus in. There we go. You can see the dirt lines, the engine oil, and aside from the oil being dirty, good to go. I do wish the engine was a little bit cleaner, but it's not cleaner. So that's where we're going to leave it right now. We have to clean head surfaces, a little bit of WD-40 on the cylinder walls to make sure that they get the bits of rust residue off of them, and I have to knock in all new frost plugs because some of these are rusty and suspect, and we should probably put a block heater in it. So do all that, get the final cam or coolant drain plugs out, and we're good to go. So we'll leave it here for now, and when we pick up you'll see us going through a few of the things and assembling, checking the oil pump, that kind of jazz. Thanks very much for watching, guys.